Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great day here at Barcelona and here at the conference. My name is Ashika Jain, and I'm a senior user experience designer at JP Morgan. So, my name is Ashika Jain. I'm a senior UX designer at JP Morgan. I work for their private bank. I design application for internal advisors and ops people. So before to JP Morgan, I was in London. I studied human computer interaction design. And before to UCL, I was with ServiceNow as a product designer. And I'm a computer science graduate, so I'm an engineer turned UX designer. So the journey was a bit of roller coaster. Like I started a startup and then I moved to ServiceNow and then I pursued human computer interaction design and then currently I'm with JP Morgan. So today I wanted to chat about sketchnoting. So before that, I want to address distraction during meetings. What are the strategy we employ to overcome distractions? Then we will see what are sketch notes, its anatomy, benefits, some of the pattern, and we will do one fun activity. So, distractions during meetings, it's not a new phenomena, right? Whenever you get a ping from your colleague, any email, or a WhatsApping, you get distracted during the office environment. And staying fully engaged during meetings, it becomes a challenge. These distractions, it impacts our work, productivity, and well being. Now let's look at various studies on distraction. It has been studied that it takes about like 23 minutes and 15 seconds for an office worker to recover from that distraction. Our attention span, it has reduced by almost 25% from 2000 to 2015. Now it is somehow in between like 8.25 seconds. Moreover, like it has also been studied, like failure to fully engage during meetings can lead to missed chances for innovation and growth. And employee distraction caused businesses around like $640 billion per year. So it's a lot, right? So to overcome this distraction since childhood, we have been taking like notes whenever we go to meetings or any other seminars, right? And it has been studied that note taking emerges as a powerful tool. It improves the retention of the information, it reinforces engagement. Moreover, it creates a visual record for the future reference. So there are like two types of note taking. One is linear, second is non-linear. In linear type of note taking, so whatever you are listening, you are just trying to imitate whatever the speaker is saying, like word to word. You will do it in little bit of bullet point, but it would be like lot of words. Whereas the other form of note taking is non-linear. Basically, you are not just recording like word to word, but you are making sense of the information from the talk or seminar. The perfect example of non-linear way of note taking could be like mind map. In this, you scribble, you draw bullet points, arrows, diagrams. So that form of note taking is called non-linear note taking. Now let's look at the research of linear and non-linear note taking. So it has been studied that whenever you take or note down information in a very non-linear fashion, so it improves your focus and retention of information better than just writing word to word. It has also been studied whenever you take notes on the computer, it leads to the shallow processing of information compared to notes taken by hands. Because whenever you are writing, you are engaging your mind, you are engaging your heart, your whole body, it's in tandem with the mind and body. So today we will talk about sketchnoting. So sketchnoting is like non-linear way of taking notes. These are like rich visual notes created from a mix of handwriting, drawing, shapes, visual elements like diagrams, boxes, arrows, and line. I'll just pause for a moment. Any doubts till now? Any questions? Are we good? Cool. Uh, yeah, so sketch notes, to summarize, is basically your notes plus your writing, your drawing, and the crux of sketchnoting is focusing on big ideas. So whenever someone is talking in the meeting or you are going for a seminar, you just focus on the big ideas and you forgo all the other details. So in that process, you will be constantly looking for those big ideas and you will pay attention and there'll be like little room for the distraction. So sketchnoting, it's like taking notes with hands. You write it, moreover you make the visual out of it, and you just focus on the listening part and you focus on the big ideas. How are sketch notes created? To sketch note, like you really need to listen closely to big ideas. You need to consider what they mean and then you try to make a visual map out of them. As I said before, also, you need to forego all the details or ideas which are not that important. So this is the example of sketchnote if you see. So here you can see there's a title, there are arrows, there are little bit of lettering as well, like writing is there. Not lot of information like word to word, but the person is trying to like absorb the information and just trying to focus on the big ideas. Tools for sketchnoting, you really just need pen and paper. But if you do like digital note taking or digital drawing, then uh, devices like iPad also could be there. So now the other question is where sketchnoting can be done. Sketchnoting can be done in talks and meetings. It is very powerful tool for idea mapping. So as a designer, as a developer, we do lot of idea mapping. We draw flow diagrams. So it is a very powerful tool for idea mapping as well. Another interesting thing one can do for sketchnoting is like documenting travel and food experiences. For example, you went to a really cool cafe in Barcelona and you really like the taste and the smell of the food and you really want to, memorize that particular instance, then you just take out your notebook and just draw your experience in terms of writing and words. You will retain the information better. Uh, the important question, right? Like, why sketchnoting? So, if you see this diagram, sketch notes are produced. You are seeing information, you are thinking because you are focusing on those big ideas, you are hearing, and the outputs are like visual plus writing. So, your mind and body, it works in tandem, and you are more focused. You can recall the information better when you just take notes word to word or you just don't take it. So it is like a visual and holistic approach if you want to retain information better during talks, meetings, seminar. Yeah, so sketchnoting helps with your concentration. Uh, your mind and body both are in sync, so there's no room for distraction. And you are in that deep zone. So Carl Newport also, he talked a lot about deep work, and you really need to be in that flow stage, right? Whenever you do deep work. So sketchnoting pushes you to be in that deep flow and deep stage. So focusing on big ideas, it requires like active listening. You process the information, which reduces the chance of distraction. Moreover, as you will start doing sketchnoting often, sketchnoting, it's like meditation. It's very relaxing. You will not worry about the missing important details, but you will focus on the big ideas. Um, so back in college, when I was in London with UCL, I conducted a research uh, of effectiveness and perception of sketchnoting among people who are diagnosed with ADHD, children who have like attention deficit problem. And what I found is like, I have given two sets, like one, they did sketchnoting, and the other group, they didn't perform sketchnoting. And I found that the group which did sketchnoting, they retained the information better. They were able to recall the information better because of the holistic and visual approach, rather than the group who just took like the notes which we are doing at the moment. So the visual and text combination aspect of sketchnoting helps with the better recall. So I did this research for about like 4 months, and the outcome were really surprising that it really helps with the concentration during the meetings. But the big question is, can you create sketch notes without knowing drawing? Yes, you can. You don't need any drawing or special skills to do sketchnoting. But it requires you to listen, synthesize, and summarize your ideas using writing and drawing. So if you'll ask me, I can draw better. I'm not a good artist, but yeah, I can do sketchnoting because it doesn't require a special skill. So for drawing, if you see, you just need these basic 5 elements like circle, square, triangle, line, and a dot. You don't need a lot of things to do sketchnoting or even drawing. So we'll do a quick activity. So you have to draw these objects using this 5 elements. So I'll just set up a timer for 2 minutes and try to draw these using those basic 5 elements of drawing. Everyone has paper and pen? Let me know if you don't have. Are we good? So just focus that you have those 5 basic elements and you can draw anything. So just try to draw these. So just try to draw these using like 5 basic elements. I'll just show you. How are we feeling? Are we able to draw? Yeah, one second. Let me know once you're done. Are we done? How are you feeling? Are you able to draw? Any feedback? Is it simple? Complex? What? What?
Cheat on Word and you can't present it.
Okay, that is completely fine. Okay, let's do another activity. Now, let's draw a person in this various poses like standing, running, sketching, eating, jumping, and dancing. Just break it down, and you can use those 5 elements to draw anything. Just remember that. Hey, are you able to catch? Are you able to do? Use line, boxes, dot. Are we done? Anyone would like to share their experience with drawing with this sort of technique? Is it easy, complex? Anyone?
Objects are easier than
What?
objects are easier to draw than actions.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Everyone done? See, sketchnoting, we are not creating any sort of art. We are just capturing ideas. If you see both the drawings, one is like bit with illustrations and it looks better than the other. There's nothing such called good drawing or bad drawing in sketchnoting. If you see, like either way, it's still a dog, right? We are trying to capture ideas. We are not trying to create any sort of art from sketchnoting. And sketchnoting is like another form of note taking, right? It is personal. it will be with you, it is for you, for your future reference. So like it doesn't matter like whether the drawing is good or bad. Now let's look into like the deeper structure of sketch notes, how you can prepare those or draw those sketch notes. So there could be like few elements of sketch notes: title, typography like writing, the diagrams and drawing, handwriting. Then you can use dividers to divide the information. You can use arrows, bullets, icons. So if you see, this is the example of like icons, divider, title, diagram, and handwriting. So if you see, like it's very basic. You can just use arrows and asterisk for bullet points. For icons, like you can use those basic elements to draw, for example, apple, eye. And once you start doing sketchnoting, right, in your head you will create your own visual library. For example, I'm giving talk on data structures. Then, for example, today you struggled how to draw data structures, but the next meeting you'll be able, because your mind will recall that particular icon and it will automatically create a visual library which you will be using frequently in your sketch notes. Dividers are nice if you really want to divide the information. Titles are nice if you really want to highlight the topic or anything else. If you really want to illustrate some concept, then you can use diagrams. And if you see, it's very simple, but the whole idea is like not just do writing, but putting some sort of visual element to it so that you can retain the information better. There are like a lot of concepts on titles like one-line lettering, two-line lettering, and triple lettering. If you really want to highlight something, just draw like 3 parallel lines around the letter and you will get that bold effect. For two-line lettering, just 2 lines would work. So again, now again we'll do activity, and sketchnoting is a skill which you really need to practice on a daily basis. So now what we will do is, we will be in pairs and you have to introduce yourself to other person in the room, and the other person will be doing sketchnoting. So for example, you are telling about I am from United Kingdom, my activities are this. So try to capture those information in form of letters and visuals, and vice versa. So 10 minutes later you will just swap roles and the other person would be listening and the other person would be speaking and the other person would be doing sketchnoting. Any questions on this activity? Just grab yourself a partner and it's a fun activity. You will get to know each other better. Okay, so now let's talk about sketchnoting patterns, and these patterns you will find in your sketch notes as well. So first pattern is like linear. It's top left to bottom right. The advantage of this pattern is it's very easy to read because it follows like a same standard book structure. It starts with the top left till the bottom right. But disadvantage could be like it could limit like various layout options. So example of linear layout is this one. Like you start from top left and it goes till the bottom. Another famous sketchnoting pattern is radial layout. It's basically like a bicycle wheel with hubs. Advantage is like If you want to add information at any point of time, you can just draw a spoke and you can write there. But the disadvantage could be like it can become harder to comprehend the information when you see after doing the sketchnoting. This is the example of radial layout. Another pattern is vertical layout. It is like single flow top to bottom. Advantage is like you can add any information at the bottom at any time. But disadvantage could be you need to compromise with the page size. If you see, this is an example of vertical like 1, 2, 3. It just flows from top to bottom. Another pattern is path layout. So the information flows like C, W, Z. This pattern is perfect for telling a story or about an event. For example, if you really want to tell the history, it started in 1929 to like 2000, maybe 24. So you can really use this pattern just to illustrate the history and yeah, or any event. But for this pattern, it requires like a lot of planning. So before you go to session, you need to think like you need to know that speaker would be talking a lot of history and a lot of event will have dates and things like that, so you can use this pattern. This is the example of path layout. Modular layout, you divide the page into distinct regions. It really works well if you know how many presentation or content. So for example, you went to this meeting and you know that speaker would be talking about like 4 different topics. So you can like literally divide your page into 4, one for one speaker, for one content, 2, 3, 4. So for that, you can use this type of layout. Yeah, this is the example of modular layout. Skyscraper layout, it divides the page into vertical panels. It's very similar to modular, but it's like vertical panel. We often go to like seminars and conferences where we know like the speaker and what they'll be talking about. So for example, there are like 6 speakers in a session, like it's like a panel session. So you can divide the entire page into 6 sections. You can write their names, whatever they have said, add visuals to it, so you will remember the information better. This layout is the best layout, I would say, because it's like free, random. Like you will emphasize on the content more than pattern. So yeah, just putting information here, there, but maybe later it could difficult to follow. So lastly, I really want to say that sketch notes are personal. They are for you, they are by you. No one will judge your drawings, like it's by you. So like keep adding visual elements whenever you write your notes, because it will help you to retain and process and synthesize the information better than just by writing words. And we are creating ideas, we are jotting down ideas, we are not creating any sort of art whenever we do sketchnoting.